some point he decides to kill me, and then of course, he can't be seen in public with me, and I'm thinking that happened like pretty early on. Of course, he can control the bar, so he can keep up appearances there for a while, but it's, a little podunk neighborhood bar ain't nothing compared to, like, stopping going into, like, Safeway with me, and, like, those are the kinds of things that get obvious. Those are the kinds of things, or when he just has to run in somewhere, and, like, I can't go with him, like that, So those kinds of things happened really early, so I had to disappear from the radar as soon as he decided that I was gonna be killed, I think, or he just does it early on so that I might have been a target the whole time. Obviously, probably a target the whole time, but so those are the kinds of things that happens, right? So that my name's never gonna be on a plane ticket for obvious fucking reasons. And then, of course, right, the point. Then of course, he has a girlfriend. Always, right? You know what I mean? And I've been having some ideas about, like, the exact cyclical nature of that, if you know what I'm saying. And then further sort of elucidations into just how sort of cyclical and scripted his life might be, so that it is maybe, like, potentially very hard for him to think sort of, like, spontaneously for himself. Anyway, that's aside from the point. But then the point of always having this, like, forward-facing, girlfriend is that you would never be able to accuse him of cheating either. So that further hampers anybody's ability, such as mine, to even, like, pipe up. But then it's just like, from my point of view, it's, it's not that it's lost on me that I'm evidence-less, you know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things that's like, do you really think that I lose all remedial action, like, of and for myself just because I can't, like, mount a body of evidence? And then that, again, makes me think about the state of the world that we live in, and is like, you're never going to convince me that I'm confused about what happened to me, even if I didn't remember it at that exact moment, but also know that there's other instances with him where I do know that I had to revert to whatever the safe path was to even survive the scenario. So other scenarios, whether I'm being paralyzed in my sleep or if I'm just sort of blackout drunk, overly, it's like you can sneak ever clear for a lot of boozes, especially, and then potentially, like, also drugged to not remember what's going to happen, right? Because we're right by a bar. So, I'm just saying, like, you're never going to confuse me. You're never going to confuse me, because all those sort of unseen things also then became very seen in other ways too. And that's what, the Bible's telling me. So you're just like, you're never going to lie to me.